Hello everyone, I'm Saurabh Sharma, Assistant Professor at ST College of Commerce, and today we are going to study the important topic of salary, which is allowances under Section 1014. What are the allowances described under Section 1014? The allowances described under Section 14 is divided or segregated into two parts: allowance under section 1014 first and allowance under section 1014 and second. Firstly, we go through the allowances under section 1014, and then after we will go through the allowances under section 1014 and second, and then we will compare them and find out the difference between under section 1014 first and 1014 second. As you all know that section 10 is the section of exemption. The things which is covered by the section 10 is generally exempt from income tax. Okay, let's study what the allowances described under section 1014 first. First, any allowances granted to meet the cost of travel on tour, on transfer, specifically transferred. Okay, it means traveling allowance. When you transfer from Delhi to Mumbai or to Rajasthan or to Chandigarh or to any other city, then allowance provided by the company or your organization is traveling allowance, and traveling allowance is exempt from income tax. Okay, and second is daily allowance. Any allowance whether granted on tour or for the period of journey in connection with transfer, on tour or in connection with the transfer, to meet ordinary daily charges. When you go on a tour from the organization side, there are lots of expenses like your food cost, your traveling cost, your residence cost, your stay cost, and many other penny expenses are there, petty expenses are there. For these expenses, organization compensate or organization pay some amount to employee. In that case, this allowance is exempt from income tax because it is not the personal expenditure of the employee. It is the expenditure of the organization, because our employee is transferred or going on a tour because of organization work, not for their personal work. That's why daily allowance is completely exempt from income tax. And third is any allowances granted to meet the expenditure incurred on conveyance in performance of the duty of office or employment on profit. Conveyance allowance is exempt from income tax is if it is allowed. The next allowance is helper allowance. Suppose you are on a senior post, you you have lots of things to done, then you need any assistant or you need any helper to assist you to prepare your daily schedule, to prepare your data like your Excel sheet, your Word. It means you need a clerk or a helper. And if the helper allowance is provided by the organization to the employee, then this helper allowance is exempt from income tax. You know why? Because helper is not provided to employee for their personal work, but helper is allowed for their official work. That's why this allowance, helper allowance, is exempt from income tax. Any allowance granted to meet the expenditure incurred on the helper where such help is engaged in performance of duty. Hashtag in performance in of duty. If helper is allowed for their personal work, then it will be taxable, because this allowance has a compulsion that helper must be assigned for their office job or on job. But if you allow the helper for the personal work, then it will be taxable. Okay. And the next allowance is research allowance. As you know that in any organization, if you want to stay in long term, then you need to do R&D. R&D means research and development. For staying in long term, you need to do the researches. Okay, if you do not do the researches, some other company do the research and find out the new technology or new way of doing the same work with the less cost, and you are wiped out from the market. That's why you need to do the research and development for your organization. And any employee is conducting research and development for the organization, then this research allowance is also exempted from income tax. Any allowance is granted for encouraging the academic and research and training pursuit. The Education and Research Institute, this is research allowance and completely exempt from income tax. Okay, next is uniform allowance. If the organization ask their employees to please come on job with a proper uniform so that we can recognize the employee identity, that yes, this is our employee. Okay, this is the need of the office or the organization, not the need of the employee. This is not the need of personal need of employee. That's why if the uniform allowance is allowed by the organization to employ, in that case, in uniform allowance is completely exempt from income tax. It means, in short, if I summarize all the five topics, all the allowances, so I can say all the on-job allowances provided by the employer to employee is exempt from income tax under section 10, 14 and first. And what are the allowances? Can we remember? Yes, traveling allowance, uniform allowance, research allowance, and uniform allowance. And another one is, I think, daily allowance also. Okay. And the next thing is 10, 14 allowance. There are the some allowances which are not completely exempt, but a part of the allowances is exempt from income tax. Okay, and what are the allowances? Firstly, I want to tell the simple allowances, that is spatial compensatory or hill area allowance. Like the armed forces, if the army or navy or air force is posting in an area where life is too difficult to live, in that case, and on the Siachen glacier or any other on any other hill, or a remote area, in that case, the government allowed them a special allowance because life is too hard there. Nobody want to go there. If we post them, if we post these employee to that area, in that case, we have to give them a special allowance. And what are the amount of allowance which is exempted from income tax? Government can give them any amount of allowance, but exempted amount is 800 or 300 per month, depending upon the specific location, and 7,000 per month in case of Siachen area of Jammu and Kashmir. You know about the Siachen? Siachen is the most toughest area of India. I think the temperature of the Siachen is minus 40 degree. That's why life is too much difficult in Siachen. uh, that's why the amount of allowance is 7,000 per month. Okay, and when we come to the second point, now we move to the second point. Any special compensatory allowance in nature of border area allowance, remote locality allowance, or difficult area allowance. In the first case, the allowance is provided to the hilly areas only. And now we move to the remote areas, difficult area where the life is too much difficult. It means the essence of the first and second point is same. In the first case, we are providing assistance or some special amount for exemption, that is 800 or 300 or 7,000 per month as per the condition. But in second case, life is not too much difficult, but it is, but not compared to the hilly areas. Like if you are working in a under the well or any coal mine, then you need to provide the special allowance. and the amount of allowance is 1300 or 1100 or 1500, 1050, 750, 300, depending upon the condition. I will tell you with this, I will tell all the amounts in details in the later video. Okay. Spatial compensatory or tribal area allowance or schedule area or agency area allowances. Only amount is 2000 per month is exempt. It means if I got 1200 per month, then 200 per month is exempt and 1000 per month is taxable. Okay. Fourth point, any allowance granted to an employee working in any transport system to meet his personal expenditure during his duty performed in course of running such transport from one place to another, provided that such employee is not in receipt of daily allowance. Then 70% of allowance up to the maximum 10,000 per month is exempt. Okay, the rest allowance we will discuss in the next video. Thank you, everyone. If you have any query, you can ask me on my WhatsApp. My number is 8272874027, or you can ask on my, you can send the email on sacofficial100 at gmail.com. Thank you, guys.